Class 11th, Subject Physics, second chapter, Mathematical Methods. From the chapter, let us see Introduction to Calculus. Now, what is calculus? So, calculus is the branch of mathematics which deals with the study of continuous changes in mathematical quantities. Calculus is the branch of mathematics which deals with the study of continuous changes in mathematical quantities. Here in this chapter, we will consider two different branches of calculus. The first one will be differential calculus and second is integral calculus. First of all, we will see the first branch of calculus, that is differential calculus. Now, let us consider a function y is equal to f of x. Y is equal to f of x, in which x represents the independent variable and this f of x is the dependent variable which gives the value of this y. The values of this y will be given by this function f of x, so that x is the independent variable and y is the dependent variable. Then let x represents the position of the particle and y is equal to f of x represents the velocity of the particle at that point. And therefore, for a particular path traveled by that particle, we have considered this graph of y against x. So, y is equal to f of x against x. That graph is plotted so that this particle will travel along this curve path. Let us consider two positions A and B along the path of that particle so that it will be curved, and now we have joined it with the straight line. So that angle between the line AB, that is straight line AB, and this horizontal line is equal to theta. So that the coordinates of A are x0 and y x0. The coordinates of second point, that is point B, are x0 plus delta x along x-axis and y x0 plus delta x for this point B as y coordinate will be taken. Then the difference between these two x coordinates, let it be delta x, where delta x will be very small. Similarly, between these two y coordinates, the difference is equal to delta y. From this triangle, right angle triangle, as this angle is theta, therefore this delta x will act as the adjacent side and delta y will act as the opposite side for that angle theta. And therefore, if you consider the 2 points, then the slope of this straight line joining the points A and B will be given as, we have to find the slope of this line AB, and therefore it will be given by the tangent of this angle theta, that is tan theta. That tan theta will be equal to opposite side upon adjacent side, that is tan theta equal to delta y upon delta x. Now if we take delta x smaller, then point B will be coming closer and closer to point A. So if this delta x is taken as very small, then points A and B will be very close. And if we keep making delta x further smaller and smaller, then we will reach a stage when point B will exactly coincide with that point A. So if we make this delta x smaller and smaller, that means that point B will reach towards point A, and at last when delta x will be negligible, at that time both points will coincide each other. Now this process is called taking the limit. So when the delta x is made smaller and smaller, then this process is called as taking the limit. Delta x going to 0 and it will be written as, so for this process of taking limit, we can write limit delta x tends to 0. So in this case, the delta x is tending to 0. It is not exactly equal to 0. That means delta x will be very, very small. And hence we can write, hence we have dq by dx at x0 is equal to limit delta x tends to 0 y plus delta y upon delta x, or in terms of function we can write d f of x by dx at x0 will be equal to limit delta x tends to 0 f of x0 plus delta x minus f of x0 upon delta x. Now this will be for value of x0, but instead of that, if you consider value of any value of x, then for all values of x we can write, for all values of x, instead of x0 we can write dy by dx, that slope will be equal to limit delta x tends to 0 f of x plus delta x minus f of x upon delta x, f of x plus delta x minus f of x upon delta x, which will be equal to df of x upon delta x, df of x upon delta x. So this will be regarding the introduction of this differential calculus. And now let us consider some of the properties of this differential calculus. So let us see the properties of differentiation. Now what are these properties? The first property is ds into f of x upon dx, where this s will be a number. So that will be written as s into f of x upon dx, and therefore first property will be given as ds f of x upon dx will be equal to, that is derivative of s into f of x with respect to dx will be equal to s into df of x upon dx. So only f of x will be differentiated with respect to dx, and it will be multiplied by that number s as it is. Now if there is addition of the two functions and we have to differentiate it, then we can write second property d by dx of f1x plus f2x. So there is sum of two functions. At that time it will be written as the sum of the derivatives of two functions, that is df1x upon dx plus df2x upon dx, df1x upon dx plus df2x upon dx. Then go for third property. If there is multiplication of two functions, so for this product of two functions we can write d by dx of f1x into f2x will be written as f1x, that is first function, into df2x by dx, derivative of the second function, plus f2x, that is second function, into df1x by dx, derivative of the first function. So in this case, if there is product of two functions, then while differentiating it, first function into derivative of second function plus second function into derivative of first function. Now instead of that, if there is quotient, that is division of two functions, then d by dx of f1x upon f2x will be written as, it will be equal to 1 upon f2x, that is function, second function, into derivative of f1x by dx, that is df1x by dx, minus first function, that is f1x, upon square of the second function, that is f2 square x, into derivative of f2x by dx. So second function, its derivative will be taken if there is quotient. So if there is quotient of two functions or division of two functions, then it will be equal to 1 upon f2x into df1x by dx minus f1x upon f2 square x into df2x upon dx. Then let us consider next property. Up to this we have considered the derivative with respect to dx, but instead of that, if x depends upon time t, then we have to write dfx upon dt. dfx upon dt, that is with respect to time, will be equal to dfx by dx into dx by dt. dfx by dx into dx by dt. So these are some of the properties of differentiation. Now let us consider the derivatives of some simple functions. So directly the derivatives of some simple functions are given. Let us see first, that is d by dx of x raised to n, that is written as n into x raised to n minus 1. So d by dx of x raised to n is equal to n into x raised to n minus 1. For example, if you consider d by dx of x raised to 5, then it will be equal to 5 into x raised to 5 minus 1, that is 4. So answer will be 5 into x raised to 4. Similarly, second derivative, d by dx of e raised to x. So exponential form is taken here. d by dx of e raised to x, it is simply e raised to x. And if there is d by dx of e raised to ax, a will be again one number or constant, then its derivative will be given as a into e raised to ax. So for d by dx of e raised to x, we will get e raised to x, and for d by dx of e raised to ax, we will get a into e raised to ax. Then third is d by dx of log x. Derivative of log x comes out to be 1 by x. Derivative of log x equal to 1 by x. Similarly, fourth one, d by dx of sin x. Derivative of sin x comes out to be cos x. d by dx of sin x equal to cos x. Next one, fifth, that is d by dx of cos x. d by dx of cos x comes out to be minus sin x, that is derivative of cos x equal to minus sin x. Then sixth function is d by dx of tan x will be equal to sec square x. Derivative of tan x is equal to sec square x. Seventh is d by dx of cot x will be equal to minus cosec square x. Derivative of cot x equal to minus cosec square x. Similarly, eighth point we have to consider d by dx of sec x. d by dx of sec x equal to tan x sec x. Tan x sec x, that is derivative of sec x is equal to tan x sec x. And then ninth we will consider as d by dx of cosec x. d by dx of cosec x, which comes out to be minus cosec x cot x. Minus cosec x cot x, that is derivative of cosec x equal to minus cosec x cot x. So this will be regarding the differential calculus.